Make sure you check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfella1 Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go.
What's going on? You're back. Goodfella Sports TV and legendary boxing coach Nacho Beristáin rips Canelo Alvarez, said Canelo is not the best. He has some scoring help. The article link is in the boxing scene. I'll link it to the description under article link. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or a video request. Second fastest way to get in touch with me is Twitter. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, thehealthblaze.com. Promo code Goodfella1 Boxing. Get you 18% off their all natural products. He goes on to say, I don't think he's the best fighter in boxing. He may be at a key moment in his career to anoint himself as number one. But at the moment, I think he needs a little bit more because there is still a little doubt about him because in some of his fights he's been helped. But he is a great fighter. What creates a big doubt is his ability or honesty of the judges. So that's what he's saying about judges, because it's too often that weird things are happening in Vegas, Beristáin said, and it goes on to say the two fights that Nacho is referencing are the two fights with Golovkin, which the veteran trainer believes should have gone to Golovkin. They fought to a controversy draw in 17, with Canelo winning a majority decision in a rematch. And he also points out Canelo's fight with Floyd Mayweather in 2013, where Mayweather dominated the fight and one judge still managed to score the draw. On May 4th, T-Mobile Arena says Canelo has the WBC, WBA middleweight titles against IBF champion Danny Jacobs and 3 belts. He goes on to talk about how fortunate he was to work, with some champions, Finito Lopez, Juan Marquez, and a couple other guys. And also him working in the amateur system and giving it up because he had to feed his family. And his kids were going to college, so he ain't saying nothing we all don't know. He didn't go super hard on Canelo. Some people, Canelo fans, might backlash because he could have talked about the clenbuterol he had in his system. And there's been talks about even going back to 2013 that he allegedly was taking steroids or performance-enhancing drugs before he fought Mayweather, and that's how he was making the weight. It was all talks about that stuff. And, in my opinion, man, the first Golovkin fight, I thought Canelo still won it, but hey, you want to say Golovkin won it? I thought Canelo clearly won the second fight. But they want to reference just those two fights. We could reference the Austin Trout fight. We could reference the Beristáin Lara fight. I mean, at the end of the day, you can go on and on about some of the fights that he's got a gift decision. You go back to the Miguel Vasquez fight when people thought he got a gift decision in that fight, and this dude ain't doing nothing but speaking some facts. But at the end of the day, it's funny. I've never really seen, a lot of Mexican people go against the grain for a Kazakhstan guy and Gennady Golovkin, especially a guy who ain't done shit. At the end of the day, I'm going to say this. At the end of the day, in Canelo defense, with the Golovkin thing, for some guy that's supposed to be this big Kazakhstan monster, why the fuck he didn't stop a tired Canelo? Why you couldn't cut the ring off on the Canelo who had lead feet? Canelo wouldn't have moved like that on any other black fighter or any other fighter that really cut the distance off. Nobody putting it on Golovkin that he didn't go out there and take that fight from Canelo. After all this shit, after passing up undisputed, you think Golovkin would have went balls into the wall and destroyed Canelo Alvarez. You would have thought he would have went out there. This dude was scared to close the distance off of him. He supposed to have a granite jaw. He was scared to take an uppercut on the chin. He was scared to get on the inside and rough Canelo up. It's kind of like it was an orchestrated fight that they wrote it out and said, okay, just act like you want smoke, you want big drama show. And Canelo was moving on the back foot, tagging him. In the second fight, was no doubt. He beat the fuck out of Golovkin, and people still trying to make something out of nothing. He got some favorable judges. Shit, the second Golovkin fight, the Austin Trout fight was closer than that one, and the Beristáin Lara fight was closer than that one. Well, that's his opinion. And also, yes, the draw versus Mayweather was disgusting. Nacho is right, but you can reference the Canelo, some people the Cotto fight. You can reference the Lara fight. You can reference the Trout fight. You can reference the Marquez fight. It just ain't no Vegas thing. It's a Texas thing, a Vegas thing. If he fight in Southern California, he's getting the benefit of the doubt. Just like a lot of y'all great, quote-unquote, Mexican champions and Mexican-American champions. From Chavez Sr., he got the benefit of the doubt. And so did Oscar De La Hoya, Mexican-American. He won a ton of fights he had no business winning. So when they reference back that he got robbed by Tito Trinidad, well, shit, he robbed a few dudes. Felix Sturm, a ton of dudes. People feel like he robbed Pernell Whitaker. He was getting the benefit of the doubt because he was the cash cow. But, if it was organic and this shit was just called straight down the middle, Canelo Alvarez had 5 or 6 losses. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya would have 50 losses. But it's not called down the middle. It's called, keep the cash cow intact. Because, we got to continue to milk them. It's not a fair game, but we can't look at boxing as a fair game. Danny Jacobs can't look at it as a fair game. Danny Jacobs, May 4th, can't go in there looking for a fair shake. He got to go in there looking there to destroy and kill Canelo Alvarez. And maybe, that's the reason why people can't get behind Danny Jacobs. Maybe people just don't have faith in him. A lot of other guys, are talking about this guy, that guy. They're giving this brother, I support black fighters, but ain't nobody supporting Danny Jacobs. At all. But Nacho, right, his words hold weight. He could have went a lot more in depth on Canelo. He could have referenced what I said. He could have referenced the Clenbuterol. He could have talked a lot of shit about Canelo. Of course, he's not number one. How can the cheater be the face of the sport? That's what you got to ask yourself. They want to erase our minds like it didn't happen. And fighters, especially black fighters like Jer Hurd and Gervonta Tank Davis and and Puerto Rican fighter and Danny Garcia, they act like the shit never happened. Like this dude just never failed the test. Had it been your ass, Jer Hurd, you would have been, condemned to or confined to your home. You couldn't walk out your home without getting chastised and getting hated on. Had it been Gervonta Tank Davis, your career definitely be damn near over with. You know what I'm saying? But that's that Willie Lynch mentality though, man. They willing to go out there and go and hate on Terrence Crawford just because he on with another company, but they're going to put a Mexican on a pedestal who cheated the game. That's what I never understood, man. But at the same time, it's their opinion. It's Nacho's opinion. I know a lot of hardcore Mexican fans that don't even like Canelo Alvarez. His casuals, they pretty much tune out the real hardcore boxing fans, Mexican fans. I know Mexican fans that hate Canelo with a vendetta. Like hate, I don't even hate the guy. But I know a ton of them that hate the guy. That just don't like the guy. Don't like what he stands for. Don't like that he was been gifted and been handed everything and didn't have to earn nothing. At least Chavez Sr. had to earn some shit. He had to fight 50 Tijuana calf drop. He earned his spot. Then he went in there and he beat Roger Mayweather, who was called the Mexicutioner, or whatever he was called, wearing the sombrero coming into the ring. He earned total kudos for ending that shit right there. What highlighted a Canelo career where you could say it transitioned where he earned it? He didn't earn it. And a lot of real Mexican hardcore fans, they know it. Just as the American box community is getting took over by fair weather casual fans who don't know shit about the sport of boxing, so is the Mexican hardcore or the Mexican community. Hardcore fans don't even have the voice they once had. A lot of them dudes ain't on Instagram or social media, but they do have a strong opinion if you ever catch up and talk to them about it. And Nacho is representing the kind of the pillow talk version of it. But if you've been on some of the conversations in some of the chats I've been in, that's hardcore boxing, Mexican boxing fans, they hate Canelo with a passion. Had they did this article, had they had asked their voice their opinion, it's terrible. Canelo ain't beloved. Remember, he beat up Angulo and got booed out the motherfucking stadium for that shit. So the perception is they wanted you to believe that Canelo's this universally loved character from around the world and Mexicano love him. And nah, them motherfuckers don't love him like that. Only the casuals, man. But the casuals, just like in boxing in America, the Mexican casuals hold weight because they spend money, they travel to see him fight, and the whole nine. So the game no different. Even though they talk Spanish, even though they're in a different country, the game don't change. And I know that from years and years of forming connections and watching boxing over social media and rubbing shoulders with the movers and shakers, though. You know, when I say I done something, I done it. But hey, it is what it is. Goodfellas Sports TV. I'll link the article in the description. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Don't forget as well to check out our sponsor, the Hellblaze, thehellblaze.com. 100% all natural products. Use the promo code Goodfellow1Boxing. Get 18% off those products. You want to make a donation, that link's there as well. But do me one better. Continue to share. Share the videos is the best way to donate. And check the article out in the description. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. We go.